Well, hello, good evening. It's Sunday night, and this is Intimacy with God Ministries. I'm Doug Snyder, and we're talking Sunday night's Thought Conditioner. Well, today was kind of a special day. We went up to London again for some meetings. We had a meeting this morning and tonight, and then tomorrow's was canceled due to the weather, which is supposed to be icy and snowy. But we had a great, sweet time in the Spirit. And for tonight, I wanted to share with you a post that I wrote earlier and just read that for you for Sunday's Thought Conditioner. And this is called Remedy for the Culturally Nauseous. We are what we eat. Okay, I get it. Feeding my body junk food produces an unhealthy body. Consequently, eating healthy food produces a healthier body. Question: is the brain any different? In other words, violent video games, sexually explicit content, morally bankrupt movies, talk show, and comedy shows, dishonest reporting are in fact unhealthy brain food, unhealthy patterns of thinking, producing cankerous logic in those who feed on such mental moonshine, and hence creating an unhealthy and perverse culture. I suppose it could be cheating somebody of good thinking. Our culture is in trouble, and we're too cowardly, callous, or clueless to admit the cause. America's founding standards, those that birthed the idea of America, that formed early American culture, are, in fact, Judeo-Christian. Early settlers were moored to biblical truths and principles, as written in the founding documents. And then if you go to the article that I wrote, the link is posted in that written article on Snyder Family Facebook page. This fact alone, that early founding families were moored to biblical truths and principles, this fact alone is what made America great. In other words, God's word fed the hearts and minds of our forefathers, our foremothers, and families. And they wrote these truths into the Mayflower Compact, the Declaration, the Constitution, and 50 state constitutions. This act of communal agreement around God and His Word is reflective of Deuteronomy 28 and Joshua 24. Even others recognized and commented on it. America is great because she is good. And if America ceases to be good, America will cease to be great. Now that's Alexis de Tocqueville. God's plan for community has been challenged since before America's inception, really since the very beginning of time. But recently we have seen the acceleration of attempts to systematically dismantle America's foundation. We're being attacked on many fronts, all at the same time, while revisionists are busy rewriting history to mislead future generations. This multi-head strategic firestorm of anti-American, anti-God dissidents are destabilizing America for purposes of overthrowing her from within. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. That was Abraham Lincoln. So how do we stop and reverse this trend? We ask God to come back to be the center of our culture, the center of our government, the center of our justice system, the center of education and entertainment, the center of business, the center of media and religion, and most importantly, the center of our families. While the Peace and Love generation asked God to leave, our violence-tattered, schizophrenic culture must ask Him to come back. Democracy, self-governance, or governance by the people, is only sustainable in a culture that is unified around a common set of beliefs. Specifically, our founders trusted implicitly in God, and they dared hope that each successive generation would pass on this Judeo-Christian heritage. America's founding fathers understood that the Bible is the only true compass the only truth compass, to successfully navigate through the rough waters of other failed government experiments like socialism, globalism, communism, totalitarianism, oligarchies, and monarchs. Read up or go see the National Monument to the Forefathers, formerly known as the Pilgrim Monument, located in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And there again in the article I have the link to that information. Or watch the movie Monumental with Kirk Cameron and Stephen McDowell for a perspective. This monument can be considered the granite map of America, a sculpted storyboard of sorts from the Pilgrims on how to establish and maintain the ideals upon which freedom was built and maintained. Well, that is the thought conditioner for tonight. That for those that want to say America is not a Christian nation and America is not written into the scriptures, well, I agree that America wasn't written into the scriptures. America was written on the foundation of the scriptures. You go read those constitutions and you look at that link that's in my article post and you'll see how much scriptures was written into our founding documents and how much it played a part of the lives of those early pilgrims and frontiersmen and founders. Anyway, God bless you. Have a good night. We'll talk to you next week.